the players' hands and then you have it out with the manager separately. So for me, it's not about Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag was left with no other choice. But the players in the dressing room, I feel, had to have some action against him because he wasn't there for them. And like you say, many times Cristiano Ronaldo's been on the pitch where he's been scoring goals, sensational player, one of the greatest of all time, if not the greatest of all time. And lots of players have had to sit on that bench and watch him. It's now his turn. And your career's like a mountain. At the very beginning, you come in, you get a few games, then you come out the team, then you get in, and then you get to the top of the mountain, you're in for about 10 years. And then you come down the other side and you've got to accept whether you have to play for a big club and you accept less games, happens to everybody, or you go to a lesser club and you play all the time. And Cristiano Ronaldo is going to have to go, I think, to somewhere else that's going to play him every week because he can't accept being on the bench. And that's fine, but I think end it this week or create a truce to get to the World Cup and then end it because it has to end this. Because Cristiano's not doing himself any favours. That's not him. That's not the professional of Cristiano Ronaldo leaving the changing room before the players have got in there. That's not what he does. But he's doing that now. And when you start doing things like that, you've probably got to leave.
There's players, Gary, at Man United done a lot worse than what he's done.
In the current moment.
Gary, where do you want me to get started? You know Paul Scholes. Scholes is a great lad. No, let me finish. Scholes refused to play a match for Man United.
I know he did.
What did we say to Scholes that time? We said nothing to him. Because he got the
He was fined 2 weeks' wages.
Right. And Ronaldo will be fined for this.
Oh, he has been fined.
His way back. Rio Ferdinand missed a drugs test. He got banned for 8 months.
I'm not.
There's a history. You're saying as if
he was banned for 6 months.
Of course, he's not the same as yeah. And whose fault was that? Was that the club's fault or his teammates' fault?
You don't think Cristiano Ronaldo should have been punished this week?
Yeah, dead right. Yeah. But we're saying he can't deal with being a sub. He can't be. He was leading goal scorer last year.
He's right though. He can't be dealing with this.
Roy, Manchester United.
He can't be dealing with this. He doesn't want to play every game. He doesn't want to be a sub.
They played Man City a few weeks ago. There's 6. It could have been 16. The manager after the game says, "I'm not bringing him on. I'm not bringing him on because he didn't want to disrespect him." They go to Everton a few weeks. They go to Everton a week later. He comes on after half an hour. Managed to score a goal. He's playing against Newcastle a few days later.
There's no Manchester United fan at this moment in time. There aren't many who would have Cristiano Ronaldo in the starting 11.
I couldn't care less what fans think. I couldn't care less. A lot of fans haven't got a clue what's going on.
Right, they're better without him. They score more goals without him, and they win more points without him. That's a fact. He's coming to the end of his career. Manchester United are a better team without him, Roy. He's just got to get used to that or leave.
That's fine. But I think if you feel you're being treated unfairly, which he obviously thinks, and there's arguments for and against. But I'm not saying Man United are going to have.
Do you think he's been treated unfairly?
But why is he being treated
unfairly?
I think he probably feels that.
But do you think he is being treated unfairly?
Right, I heard you before the game, right? I have to say, your mentality,
I don't think so.
Cristiano's mentality is a unique mentality. I have to say, it's a unique mentality. You're fiercely competitive. That mentality of such that basically you have to play. You cannot be on the bench watching us because of what you've done in your careers and how great you were as players. That's just your mentality. But not for normal folk, normal players, that is not what you do. Go out and leave your changing room before the players have got off the pitch. You can't do that.
You keep talking about Man United being a way better without Ronaldo. Let's look at the start of the season, what he's involved. He didn't play against Man City. There's games where United...
Do you not think they're better without him? Do you not think they're better without him?
I think he's...
Come on.
In the starting 11? No, I wouldn't say that.
I think they're better without him, Roy.
I think they can't carry him.
Would you hang your hat more so on even Rashford or Ronaldo even now? The reason...
Roy, the stats
when Ronaldo came to Man United when he was 17 years of age, we loved him. We loved everything about him because he wanted to be the best. Right? Simple as that. And he had his critics then because he was going over quickly and end product and all this. What I love about Ronaldo now, he's 37. And I'm not saying what he's done in the last few weeks is getting a thumbs up, far from him. But he's obviously had enough. But right, he snapped. Ronaldo's 37. He still wants to be the best in the world. That's why I admire him. I see players...
Yeah, we sit here week in, week out. Hold on. One thing to be the best...
Roy Keane, the manager, would have to deal with him. You'd have to deal with him.
One thing to be the best...
He's feeling unfair. Anthony, there's players at Man United. Anthony went on strike for Ajax a few months ago to get to Man United. Ten Hag, the manager, who's saying it's all about the spirit, which he's mentioned a few times in his interviewed. It's all about the spirit in the group.
He mentioned... But Ten Hag's not criticised him. But Ten Hag's not criticised him. He's actually handled it really well. He's been calm with it. Ten Hag's not come out and stitched him up and said he's out of order. He said, I've spoken about Cristiano enough.
He's talking about the spirit after the game. Do you not think that's a message to Ronaldo? Ten Hag announced he was leaving Ajax a month ago and said, I'm off to Man United. He's trying to fight for league titles.
Cristiano last season, he walked off against Everton, having been left out by Oli in one of his first games, shaking his head at the end of the game. He was doing that to Rashford and all that with the body language. He knows what he's doing, Cristiano. He's an experienced player, and players of that power...
Loads of players do it.
But players of that power, they have a really negative... But they have a really negative influence on the others when they do it.
I'd be worried if he was happy to be taken off, happy to be on the bench. bench.
influence they have on other players is really negative because of the power that they have. They're in an influential position. I love him
Well,
to
obviously
bits,
not
Roy.
today, because Fernandes, the manager, said the spirit is
But,
great.
Roy, I
great.
love Cristiano to bits, but you can't defend him leaving the
I'm
ground
not saying, of course not. And there was other players left. And they will get punished. Like, we were in the dressing room with players. You get punished if you make a mistake, of course. No, but that's part of his... But he gives you something back.
Right.
We sit here every week.
He doesn't give enough back. He doesn't give enough back at the moment. No, he does not give enough back at the moment. He doesn't.
He scores a goal every 2 games. He scores a goal every 2 games for Man United.
It doesn't.
He does. Do you want the stats?
Yeah, but
he scores a goal every 2 games.
But they lose games with him.
They
can't carry him. They can't carry him.
They hammered against Man City.
They can't
They lost
carry
to
him.
Brighton. They lost to Brentford.
Yeah, they're always
going
going to
to all
lose
celebrate
against
like they
Man
won the
City.
league. Man United are 5th in the league.
This is great television. This is great television.
No.
But Roy, did you see the comments? Did you see the comments from Bonucci and Chiellini at Juventus when they left? They're two great pros, right?
Well, who says they're great pros? Have you been in the dressing room with them?
No, but Roy, they've been top players for 20 years who've won lots of trophies, right?
So what?
The same thing's happening again at Manchester United, where Cristiano, we know him, we love him, but he can't accept not being the star man in Manchester United's team, so he's going to have to leave. That's it. That's all it is.
He can leave, and he should have left in August, and hopefully leave in January.
I agree. I hope he leaves next week, so they can shake hands.
Leave next week, can
no,
he?
but I hope he leaves next week and says to the club, "Thank you very much," and the club say to him, "Thank you very much," and go and finds a new club. Because I'd like to go and see him play till he's 42, scoring goals, scoring 1,000 goals.
How much would you play him at Manchester United right now?
Well, if he's doing the business, which he did last year in a bad Man United team, and of course he's missed pre-season. That's a huge effect on a player. No matter what age you are, if you missed all the pre-season, you couldn't get up to speed. But I still feel Ronaldo, and he doesn't have to play every game. Of course he's not.
But he won't settle with that. He won't settle with that. I don't think that he will settle with that.
Well, you should
He
face
wants to
every
play every day.
75% of the games, I'm sure.
And I'm a big Ronaldo lover.
The manager's every right to pick a team.
We all love Ronaldo.
What's it about Den Haag is obviously he's got big decisions. He's got to win football matches. Well, he's not winning enough of them. Man United are 5th in the league. They beat Spurs the other night. I thought they'd won the European Cup. They beat Spurs. They beat Spurs last year, but Ronaldo, they got a hat-trick. If you have a striker scoring a goal every 2 games, I don't care what age he is, I think you'll do for me.
Look, to be fair,
he's in a team.
Scoring goals, I know it sounds really crazy, is the most important thing in a football team. But you can be a better team without players who are just goal scorers. You can be. That's happened time and time again.
Doesn't happen that often.
Doesn't
happen that often.
You didn't run around a lot either.
No, I didn't need to. I had really good players around me that made me not have to run around. And that's the problem.
Sometimes you can have 2 players up front who maybe... Matt Hughes wasn't the greatest goal scorer in the world, but you're a better team within them, maybe somebody that you can't hit or you can't play off. There are teams that are better who don't have what would be that natural goal scorer. Cristiano's just become a natural goal scorer. Plays within the width of the box. Eric Ten Hag doesn't want to play that way.
No, but Eric Ten Hag, you need more than just that.
He certainly feels, whatever's gone on, he's been unfairly treated. And when you get that as a senior pro, then it's like almost that justified anger. He is going to react that way. But he's got flaws like everybody else.
But he can't react that way, Roy. He can't react that way. That is unforgivable.
You have a choice to make. You have a choice to